I'm curious about the Southern Charm thing, right? So I was
Yeah.
watching some clips of you on YouTube before the podcast, and I'm in Charleston, and that is like the original
Yes.
Southern Charm, right?
The OGs are in Charleston. Yeah, good big shout out to those guys out there.
Yeah, I'm not like a huge reality TV guy, but I did watch like the some of the Southern Charm because I moved to Charleston about 5 or 6 years ago, and it was
Yep.
a Charleston show, and a bunch of people loved it, so I checked it out. And I see the guy Shep. I see him
Yep.
like all the time when I'm downtown. Like I don't really
Yeah.
talk to him, but like I always see him. Like he's always out and about, and I've seen the
Yeah.
people from the show just around town a lot more than I thought I would. Um, but reality TV, man, it's so interesting. So, like, I'm always curious. All right, so like how like organic how organic is everything because there's something will happen on the show and then right away you're there talking about it, right? You're like,
Yeah.
oh man, she was being such a bitch or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly, but it's like I'm always wondering like, wait, when did they like record that part where they just talked about what just happened?
So
Like,
I'm gonna tell you, man, it's actually a very in-depth process of how they do this. When before we get filming, they literally want to know every single thing that's going on with us, down to when does your landscaper come and cut your grass? Like,
what?
when does your trash get picked? Like, they want to know everything, right? And so what they do from that point is, things that are happening with people. I'll give you an example. On one of the seasons, Barry, who's a fitness trainer, health and fitness is his profession, his career. He's had some side businesses. One was his apparel company, First Team,
Okay.
and he's got his new company, Pound Cakes. So one of the things with his apparel company, he's trying to launch it. He wants to put on like a fashion show to kind of launch the product. Like, that is something that we would go out and support him on. That is something
Yeah.
that we would show up to. They just need to know, when do you want to do it, and then we got to come and film it. So a lot of it is, it's like, well, hey, do you think we know you want to do it? I know you want to try to do it Tuesday. Maybe do you think you could do it Wednesday so we could try to document it? It's a lot of stuff like that, but they're taking all of that stuff to try to put it together, and then as things are flowing and seen, things start to happen, and so you have to follow up with that. And they you got to talk about, so like if something went down,
Uh-huh.
you know, you like, instead of talking over it on the phone, they try to say, well, go have lunch and talk about it. So that's kind of like the thing where they put you together, but that's still something that would happen. You'd be like, yo, did you see what that person said or what that person did? Like, what the hell was going on? Like, those are things you would still talk about. They just gotta document it though. So that's all
Right.
stuff that would happen. Yeah.
Okay. So they just like kind of make sure the cameras are around and everything.
Yes. And they teach us, it's like, look, we know you have this strong urge to like try to handle it now and get it off your chest and sort everything out, but we kind of need you to wait to do that. And that's where it kind of gets a little weird, because that's
Right.
not natural generally.
Right.
But
right.
the actual conversations are real. The situations, things that happen are real. So, all the stuff you see it happens.
Yeah, man, it seems fun. Like your life is like, yeah, part of like a reality TV show and everyone's following along. Like you said you said you really enjoyed it.
I'm gonna tell you, man, it was a cool experience. There were parts of it that were hard for sure, because you wind up talking about a lot of personal things, like on camera in front of people, things that you would more likely tend to keep private or between you and that other person in conversation.
Yeah.
But it was a really fun experience. It's something that I got to do that many people will never have a chance to do, which is fun.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, though, I still get to be me. I still get to show people who I am, what I'm about, and I really made sure that I was my most authentic self, showing the things that I was passionate about, the things that I was interested in, how I like to have fun. A lot of times I was, look, I'm here to have a few drinks and crack some jokes, but then there were times where, I'm having serious conversations. So I really wanted people to see, all the different sides of me. And then the biggest part was I really wanted to represent well for New Orleans, because
that's your city, right?
Exactly. There are a lot of TV shows that have been made in New Orleans, and unfortunately they have kind of gotten it wrong. They've gotten the culture wrong, things that we do wrong. And so I wanted to represent not just my New Orleans experience, but other people's experience as well, because everybody has a different New Orleans experience. So I wanted to try to touch on as many different parts of town as I probably could, even if it's ones that I necessarily wouldn't frequent that often. I still wanted to be a representative for that part of town, that neighborhood, whether I'm eating at that restaurant or showing that side of town, to where I'm feeling like everyone is included, in this experience
Okay.
that they're watching on TV.
Cool. Yeah. What would you say is like the character of New Orleans? I mean, I know obviously I've never been there. My friends went on this one trip. I should have gone with them, but
Okay, man.
it's on my list. It's on my list of like U.S. cities to visit. Like probably the number
Look,
one that I
and
haven't been to.
we're opening back up too, man. Slowly but surely, man. So you got to get down here.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's like I said on my list. But I mean the stereotypes. I know Mardi Gras, beignets,
Mm,
LSU football.
yeah.
The it's cool how it used to be like France, right?
Yep.
And then it kind of has some of that culture left in it, right? Like, how do you
Well,
describe New Orleans as a city?
I'm gonna give you a little bit of history on this, man.
Okay.
So, what a lot of people don't realize is that New Orleans, the French Quarter, is actually all Spanish architecture. So the
Mm.
Spanish, yes, yes. If you ever go to Madrid, Barcelona, and you walk around and then you come to the French Quarter, you're like, wait a minute. And on a lot of the buildings on the side, instead of it's calle, which is street in Spanish, and the name of the
Ah,
street on the side of the buildings from like when they were first built. But
really?
what wound up happening is that the French had it first. They had it first. Then there was the big fires that burned it down, and so they were like, "Well, we don't want this crap no more." The Spanish came in. They rebuilt the city. They rebuilt the
Okay.
French Quarter as to what it is now. And then the French were like, "Well, wait a minute. We kind of want this back." So they
Oh,
came back and took it back, and then you have the Louisiana Purchase from the French. So
right,
that's like
right.
the short clip history of it, man. So
So
the
that
French
was
Quarter
there
is
like a was there a fight there between Spain and
no,
Napoleon? And I think it was
no.
Napoleon, right? Like in
Yeah,
France.
Napoleon was taking everything. Napoleon was
Napoleon's a
taking
beast, man.
Louisiana. He was taking Egypt. He was taking. He was trying to
Russia. He
become a
tried Russia.
right. He was trying to become a conqueror as
Yeah.
opposed to just a military general for the king and queen of France.
Oh yeah. I've seen like a map of Napoleon's reign, and it gets real big in Europe. Then it does shrink back down after he like
Yeah, he
loses
got a
it a
little too
little
great, just
bit.
like Alexander the Great, man. He had all of this, and then he went
Yeah.
one country too far and just got
Exactly.
completely decimated.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's cool. So yeah, the Louisiana Purchase, like 1804, and I think Napoleon was fighting all these other wars. And
Yeah,
what is Jefferson, Thomas Jefferson? He's just like, we'll take it, man. And I think it was like a really good deal, right? We got like a
yeah.
really good deal from Napoleon. It was like, I think it was like $5 million. I'm trying to remember my middle
Yeah, it
school
was something like
history.
it was at the time for, and I mean actually it was more than just Louisiana. It was
Right.
the stretch went far. It went
Yeah.
well past what Louisiana is today. So yeah,
But New Orleans is like the first place you'd pull in if right? Like, isn't that
it's a port city.
the port
Absolutely.
city? Yeah.
Yep.
So that's cool, man. And like, is my stereotype of it being like Mardi Gras fun, is that accurate? Or like, I'm sure there's more
So,
to it, but
so I tell people Mardi Gras is what you make it. Kind of just like how Vegas is what you make it. You can go to Vegas and just party until the sun comes up every single night, pool parties, night parties, all this stuff. Mardi Gras is just like that. It's
okay.
wild in the French Quarter. It's drinking, it's fun, it's partying until the sun comes up. Or it could be family friendly. You can just be
Yeah.
on the parade routes with the
Ah,
kids, doing some tailgating, some barbecuing, having like a little setup. Mardi Gras office parties where people have chicken wings and finger sandwiches and
okay.
musseladas and drinks and all this other stuff. Just like Vegas is, you can just go sit by a chill pool and go get a massage and catch a show.
Right, right.
It's whatever you want to make it.
Well, what if you're just trying to study and you just want to sit there quietly? It's probably not your best city during Mardi Gras, right?
Not the best city. It was actually when I was in law school. It was very difficult during Mardi Gras, man. Very
I
difficult.
would imagine, right? I would think you might have to like get out of town a little bit or something like that.
You just got to
Um,
be disciplined and just stay in wherever your neighborhood is and just don't leave. Pretty
and
much.
don't look out the window, maybe.
No, do not look out the window. It's like hypnotizing, man. It's calling you like the sirens.